Hello again from the chapel on the Thames. I'm Chaplain Mallory with a devotional from Psalm 121, verse 7 for you today. The Lord keeps you from all harm and watches over your life. I don't know about you, but I'm listening to more and more discussions about getting back in the world. And maybe you're a little bit like me in thinking that in some ways I'm beyond ready, and I'm also a little hesitant too. I've been praying a lot about when the time comes, what's that right relationship to have with both my behavior and attitude as we return back out into the world. And that's when God whispered to my spirit Matthew 5:5, which reads, "Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth." Blessing through meekness. Meek is commonly understood as quiet, gentle, easily imposed upon, or submissive. The tension imposed upon restrictions and a strong desire to get out of the house is real, for me and maybe for you. Last week I submitted myself again to self-distancing, and I confess it's hard to be meek-minded. Saturday morning, I'm doing my devotions and I'm looking out the window, and God met me in the seeing of a rabbit in the yard. God had me consider how God keeps that rabbit from harm. And like me, that rabbit has a desire to inherit the earth, if you will, and go out and get dinner. Then I recalled a Parker Palmer quote. The soul is like a wild animal, tough, resilient, self-sufficient, and yet exceedingly shy. If we want to see a soul, he goes on to say, we ought to be willing to walk quietly outside and sit silently for an hour or two. God gently showed my soul that in that wild rabbit is how my meekness at times looks. In anxious times, I can look afraid, jumpy, and weak like that rabbit. Yet God blessed and nourished my soul that morning in the quiet stillness by having me Google the Greek word for meek, praeus. It's derived from the military horse training of the Greeks. A war horse is praeus, or meek. It means power under authority or strength under control. God teaches us under stress, meekness doesn't resort to just a fight or flight response, but instead a praeus horse freezes or stills itself and is blessed under the authority of God in that stillness. Let us pray. Oh Lord, you speak to us through the Holy Spirit. You know the dangers in the earth, and you fill us with a holy boldness to live strong in your word. May we never forget you've got the watch, and as we come and go, both now and forever, you keep us. Amen.